Hey guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday so far. So today I'm going to be reading to you guys John 8 verses 1 through 11. So this is when Jesus goes to the Mount of Olives and he is teaching the people, and then the scribes and the Pharisees bring to him a woman who is caught in adultery. So let's go ahead and start in verse 1. But Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. Now early in the morning he came again into the temple, and all the people came to him, and he sat down and taught them. Then the scribes and the Pharisees brought to him a woman caught in adultery. And when they had set her in the midst, they said to him, Teacher, this woman was caught in adultery in the very act. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what do you say? So basically, the scribes and the Pharisees came to Jesus, brought this woman to her, and basically said, Hey, Jesus, this woman was doing something wrong. Now in the law, it says that we are required to stone her. So let's continue reading. They said, testing him, that they might have something of which to accuse him. But Jesus stooped down and wrote on the ground with his finger, as he did not hear. So basically, they were trying to, test Jesus to, try to make him seem like he's not who he says he is. So trying to make him seem like he's this awful person who doesn't want to save anybody. So let's go ahead and continue reading. So when they continued asking him, he raised himself up and said to them this, He who is without sin among you, let him throw a stone at her first. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. Then those who heard it, being convicted by their conscience, went out one by one, beginning with the oldest, even to the last. And Jesus was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. So all of those guys were convicted by their sin, saying that, hey, I've sinned before, I'm not perfect. So hearing this, they all dropped their stones and they walked away, until it was just Jesus and the woman standing there alone. When Jesus had raised himself up and saw no one but the woman, he said to her, Woman, where are those accusers of yours? Has no one condemned you? She said, No one, Lord. And Jesus then said to her, Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more. Wow. That is incredible. This woman deserved to be stoned to death, because that's what the law says. Anybody who commits adultery is to be stoned to death, or at least it did back in the day. But Jesus says, No. Go ahead. No one's condemned you. I don't condemn you either. You're free. Go on and do not sin again. That's what Jesus did with us when he died on that cross. Jesus took the punishment that we deserved. We deserve to be stoned to death, yet Jesus took that punishment for us because he loves us so much. And I think we really do not take into account the impact of his death on the cross. Because he did something so gracious and so loving for us, we are no longer condemned by the law or judged by the law. We are, saved by grace through our faith and not by our works. And the law proves our genuine faith for Christ, and it does not make us right with Christ, because that becomes religion over relationship, and it is relationship over religion. Now, I was going back to that scripture. Do you cast stones? For example, say it was a similar situation, except there's a person who got drunk. It's like, Jesus, this person got drunk last night, and in the law, it says that drunkards are supposed to be stoned. Did you get drunk that night before? Because Jesus would say it up front, like, you've been drunk before, and then you'd be caught in your traps. And then he'd be like, so you deserve to be stoned too, but because I love you, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let you go and just tell you not to sin again. So the next time that you cast a stone on somebody, look in the mirror. Have you done what somebody else has done before? Think about that.